this world has been connected. And now darkness within darkness awaits you.
In the end, every heart returns to the darkness whence it came.
My name is Ansem. I reach for the darkness. One who knows nothing can understand.
Everybody, welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is episode number 47 in the longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast, season 2, by the way, and also the longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast you've ever heard, listened to, whatever I normally say. I'm Mike, and with me as always is my brother, Jason. Hello, Jason.
Yo.
What's poppin'? Oh, we said the same thing. And then I said...
Same brain.
I said "ope," like I'm from Michigan, which I am. Because
there goes gravity.
There goes gravity. There goes gravity. If you don't know, if you're from Michigan, or probably Minnesota or Wisconsin, whenever something mildly coincidental, or if you get in someone's way happens, you say
inconvenient.
"Oh, let me scoot you right by you there." That's a classic Michigan saying. Welcome, everybody, to the Ansem Report. I apologize for our absence the last couple weeks. My job has been... I know you're like, oh, hey, the Ansem Report bingo card. Mike's complaining about how busy he is, but it has actually been somewhat nightmarish to the point where I'm thinking, you know, if we're still doing the podcast in the same way next summer, that maybe that's the off season and we take a break, because it's just been such a, cluster.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's not to get in the weeds on that, because Jason, we actually have a listener email.
No way.
I know. It seems like it's been a while.
People listen to this?
People listen to our show, believe it or not. And this email is titled "Sharing Some Thoughts." Hello. It's Coco Lily. I took a small break from the Discord just because I ran out of storage and couldn't re-download it. Anyways, I apologize in advance for the long email. I have some thoughts written in my notes app, and I thought I'd share just for some opinion/discussion.
Okay.
I recently went down a rabbit hole of rewatching the Sora is the Master of Masters theory videos, and I wanted to add to the discourse. Even though I know Nomura was inspired by Star Wars, the main trilogy, I'm intrigued if he will pull any inspiration from the prequels, such as how Anakin falls to the dark side. I watched a really good video that did a deep dive on how Sora is foreshadowed to be a villain, and talks about how Kairi is his light and Sora goes through insane amounts of desperation to save Kairi. The video is by Awesome in My World, called How Kingdom Hearts Bosses and Gameplay Foreshadow Sora as a Villain, for anyone interested in watching. Go check that video out, guys. What if Sora and Kairi are not meant to exist together like Anakin and Padme? One cannot live without the other ceasing to exist. Like how Anakin went through every preventative to stop Padme from dying, but in the end, his actions lead to her dying and turning him evil. What if that's what happens to Sora in attempting to protect Kairi, finding a way back to her? He would do anything to be with her. Especially ties into this quote where he says, "My whole journey started with her." I know that's paraphrasing, but I can't be bothered to look up the correct quote.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
fair.
I mean, I do that all the time. You get ready for our Riku segment.
Let me nerd emoji you real
Yeah.
quick.
I might be stupid, and this could already been brought up in your community, but would love to hear your input. So So before we move on with the email, Jay, what do you think of that? The parallels between Anakin Skywalker and Sora in Kingdom Hearts.
Like, I feel like it could work if not for Riku, or like if Riku didn't exist / died / was in like a different world line or something.
Well, don't you think that? I mean, it's not a direct parallel or a perfect parallel, but Riku, now that he's kind of gone through the character arc of being a bad guy, not a good guy, could be kind of the Obi-Wan Kenobi of this scenario.
He could be, but I think it's like, so obviously in DDD we kind of almost had Sora become a bad guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was saved by just everybody. Whereas I think where it doesn't really match up super well is people don't really like Anakin. Like Mace Windu, he does not fuck with Anakin.
Yoda
you know?
does not like Anakin.
Doesn't really.
The guy
like,
with
really
the really
only...
long head does not like Anakin.
No, he doesn't.
Sean's
like the only two people
right now,
who stand up. Yeah.
Sean's like, his name is Master So-and-so, or whatever. He's
yeah.
Poopity scoopity.
And
My
so
favorite
like
music
he really
is
only
jizz.
has Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. And then Qui-Gon dies, spoiler alert.
Yikes.
And then like Obi-Wan is just like so busy that he can't help him, you know? And also like the whole like Padme thing is like like a secret and like under wraps and stuff, and I don't know, I feel like there's like a lot more that like would push like Anakin to be more radicalized than Sora is, where Sora seems like a lot more like level-headed and stuff.
Yeah, no one's telling Sora he can't be with Kairi.
Yeah. And also,
except the world, I guess.
When Sora fails the Mark of Mastery exam, he doesn't go, "That's absurd." It's unfair.
That's true. It's unfair.
He just goes, "Oh my god, dude, Riku, that's freaking awesome!"
Right.
You know, like.
Also, important to note.
I see the parallels for sure, though.
Important to note, Sora loves sand.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Yeah. He doesn't call it rigid.
Coarse.
And coarse.
He doesn't get in all his like electronical parts. Oh wait, that's not Sora. Anyway, for continuing the email. Now my second thing, tying back into how I might be stupid. At what point did Luju become Braig? Because for the life of me, I can't figure out when he possessed Braig. Like, how long has Braig been Luju? Since Birth by Sleep? Have we never actually met the real Braig Xigbar? Also, before we found out that Luju was Xigbar, I was convinced that Xigbar was actually the master. Their voices were eerily similar, along with their actions and jokes. I don't know.
Yeah, their body language.
I just personally felt that Luju being Xigbar really came out of left field, and was wondering if anyone else felt that way. So what do you, before we move on with the final part of the email, Jason, what do you think of that?
I think, I mean, it's a little bit meta, but Nomura literally said, like, yo, the voice actor for Xigbar, like in Japanese, was just so good that he was like, yo, let me write some more stuff for bro here. Let him cook, bro.
Right.
Like, he already was like a kind of like aloof character a little bit more shady than like Demyx, but like, and then when 2.5 or like final mix for 2 was made, Xigbar was given more scenes, and then obviously as it goes on, he's more and more integral to what's going on and more shady. So him being Luju at the end, like, it's kind of like that makes sense, in my opinion. Looking back on it, I wasn't sniping it or anything, but like,
I get what Kokolulu is saying though about how the mannerisms of the Masters and Xigbar are very similar.
And I think Xigbar or Braig is Luju the whole time that we see him. I think the idea is that he swapped bodies off screen.
Yeah, I don't
like
think we'll ever know
he would have been
who Braig
swapping
was.
over and over. Yeah. Like, the idea, like, he was Luju, and then he was a bunch of other people, and then eventually he ends up being what's his name? Braggy. And then he ends up being Brain, and then he ends up being like all these things. So, yeah, I don't think we'll ever see like the originals for like any of them.
I don't think there's really a point.
I think it's cool
story-wise, you know.
Yeah, I think it's cool because it's just like, because you don't see the change in character, there's nothing to be suspicious about, and then boom, as if, you know.
Yep. The moment he says "as if," which okay,
that's when you know.
I was thinking about this the other day actually, which is really random because I don't because we're kind of in like the dead cycle of Kingdom Hearts. I don't really think about Kingdom Hearts a ton unless I'm playing it.
Yeah.
You know, and there has been new news.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about there's that new Willy Wonka movie coming out with Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah.
And it's like the Wonka prequel, right? Which is just the silliest idea. Like, that's so stupid. Okay.
Oh, they're not just like completely redoing it? I thought they were just redoing it.
It's a prequel. It's it's how he meets the Oompa Loompas and he's supposed to be like, and he's supposed to be like Gene Wilder Wonka, I think. It's supposed to be that prequel. Right?
Okay, for one, Chalamet definitely gives off way more Johnny Depp vibes than Wilder vibes.
No, for sure, but I think
like,
well, and I guess maybe it's not supposed to be Wilder, but like it's supposed to be the book where like I don't think the Johnny Depp one is very
Johnny Depp is his own thing,
right?
Yeah.
It's Tim Burton and Johnny Depp that did the acid and came up with their own treatment. Where this is supposed to be more classic. But okay,
I heard that he just like randomly did that on set and like he does the whole "Good morning, starshine, the earth says hello" type thing as like an ad lib, and then they were like, okay, that's Wonka.
Anyway,
it's just crazy.
My point of this is that in the trailer, which looks bad by the way,
haven't seen
Timothée Chalamet says something backwards, and then he goes, "Nope, strike that and reverse it." Right?
Yeah.
And I absolutely hate that because it's like. Gene Wilder said it one fucking time. Okay, it's not like it was his fucking catchphrase. You know what I mean?
It's just a memorable thing,
right? But it's like, is that the origin of him saying it? You know, it's like it's not like Willy Wonka said things out of order all the time or anything. Like they like, this is a quirk Willy Wonka has. It's like, no, he did it one time. But I was thinking about it in regards to Zigbar and Luju. And I want to know, I want maybe Missing Link will answer where "as if" came from. If
one thing that I want to do, because like I don't know if I've really talked about it on the podcast, but I've been learning Japanese the last like 4 or 5 months, and eventually I want to play through the games in Japanese and just see where the differences are as far as like just the performances and maybe some of the wording is different and stuff like that. And that's something that I'm curious about. Like what does Japanese Zigbar say in the "as if" spot?
If anybody knows, let us know. Is "as if" like, I mean, what's the Japanese version of "as if"? Because
like if he already,
Because I guarantee
there's
"as
like
if" doesn't exist in their language. Like it's not. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
It doesn't exist in the same way.
As far as I know.
So yeah, let us know. Anyway, we got to finish Coco Lily's email here. I took us off on a tangent. Anyways, update on my Kingdom Hearts playthrough journey. Still on Birth by Sleep, but I put it aside and decided to launch into Kingdom Hearts 3 because I was too impatient to have to finish the rest of the games before I could see how beautiful Kingdom Hearts 3 looks in person. I've watched the entirety of all cutscenes over the years, so I'm not missing any plot. I got super confused because the official opening didn't play until after the Xehanort and Ericus cutscene, and I thought my game was broken and didn't have an opening. Love the pod, and thank you for continuing to fuel my obsession. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Coco Lily. And then finally, the question of the email.
Enjoy KH3.
Question of the email from Coco Lily. Froyo, soft serve, or ice cream? Don't you dare say they are the same thing. Which do you prefer, Froyo or ice cream?
I mean, just based off my diet, I have to go with Froyo because I can actually have Froyo.
Yeah.
Like some types of Froyo. Because I can't really have dairy or my body gets mad.
But
in a world where I couldn't. I don't know. I feel like for froyo, like if I want like a chocolatey or like a peanut buttery, like one of those type of ice creams, you know, it doesn't really work. It doesn't really translate well for froyo. But if I want more of like a fruity type of thing, I definitely want froyo.
Yeah,
if that
for
makes
sure.
sense.
I agree with that.
Like sweets, ice cream wins. More like natural fruity flavors, froyo wins. It's a cop-out answer, but it's my answer, okay?
No, I agree. I agree. I've become more like lactose intolerant, so maybe I should try eating froyo, but I think ice cream's too good, so I'll still just fucking eat ice cream. And then just literally be like the gassiest person. I become the motherfucking Hindenburg after I have ice cream, dude. I'm about to explode at any moment. But
I mean, I'm still like that because I have a high protein diet. The protein farts hit different, bro.
No. This is like my life changes an hour after I have ice cream. It's a terrible curse that I've developed over time because I didn't used to be like that. But anyway, that's my digestive habits. Thank you, Coco Lily, for the email. If you want to be like Coco Lily and be an absolute poggers person, you can email us at ansomreportpodcast@gmail.com at any time, and we will read your email on air if you want us to. If you want it to be a private email, just tell us, and we won't read it on air, but we like to read stuff on air. You can also hit us up on our Discord, links in the description, on Twitter at SpikeGhetti Bros, and on our YouTube channel, you can leave a comment. And I think that's it, right? That's all we do, right? Oh, you can leave a review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. If you leave a review on Apple Podcasts, we will also read that on the air. So thank you to Coco Lily, and thank you, everybody. Before we get into the meat of this episode, which is the final chapter of Riku's journey through the Kingdom Hearts experience, at least for now, I just want a couple things. I want to say that, again, thank you to everybody for being so kind to us when we weren't able to put out episodes. We're going to try to be consistent from now on, but, you know, I can't promise anything. Also, this is episode 47. Then there's episode 48. And then episode 49 is our 200th episode. And I cannot tell you what we have planned yet. But I will say you should please look forward to what we have planned, because I think it's going to be a great time. News coming soon. We kind of have some things to iron out before we announce the news, but things coming soon. And then before we get into Riku, Jay, I mean we're a very short time away from Kingdom Hearts Reconnect.
Yes, I'm so excited.
This episode
I'm so freaking excited.
Posted on August 11th, and that is just about a month away. Where we'll be in Dallas, Texas for Reconnect. If you don't have your tickets yet and you want to go, please go. We'd love to meet you there. We'd love to chat with you, shake your hand, give you a smooch, whatever you're into. Well, not whatever you're into, but most things.
Hold up.
Most things
I'm
that
not
are,
writing a blank check, okay?
Yeah. Most things that are acceptable in public places, we are, you know, whatever you're into in that regard. And we'd like to hang out with you guys. We're going to have a karaoke night at some point. Jason and I are hosting the Million Dream Awards, which...
yes, so if you're not able to make it, go to their Twitch channel. They will be live for tons of the events, and we will be there, and you can see us.
Yeah, we will be on camera.
We'll and chat.
You'll be able to berate us in chat, and we won't even be able to see it, probably. But I will watch...
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
I'll watch the video back, and I'll know what you said.
I'll be like, yo, W's in chat, and if I see you didn't put a W, I'll know.
He will know, you guys. But anyway, so go to khguides.com/reconnect, I think is the website. Just go to khguides.com. It's there. There's a reconnect link. Click it if you need to find out more.
Yeah, come on, guys. Come on. If you can't figure out, just go to khguides.com. If you can't find the info, I don't know what to tell you, bro.
If you don't, if you go to khguides.com and you can't find the info, I don't think you deserve to go to Reconnect, to be honest with you.
The massive Reconnect button at the top in bold lettering.
You idiot. I can't believe you couldn't find it. No, just kidding. Love you guys. Anyway, Jason, it is time to take a deep dive. See what I did there? Back into Riku in Kingdom Hearts. Riku's journey. Kingdom Hearts through Riku's perspective. Through his eyes. POV, you're Riku in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Whatever, however you want to call it.
We just left off with the hella long DDD stuff.
Yeah, we went through DDD.
He does way too much in DDD.
It was way too much.
I was like, oh my god, when I was diving into that show, I was like, oh my lord, bro. Like, I kept forgetting how long it is.
It put the distance
like,
in Dream Drop distance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real, dude. Because I'm like, I feel like I didn't even say that much for the Disney worlds, but then you got, you know, the world that never was, and you're like, oh yeah, it's almost over. No, it's not almost over. You got like 8 boss fights and like 30 minutes, 40 minutes of cutscene.
The good news is, for me, that Riku is not a playable character in Kingdom Hearts 3, except for a couple battles. So he's not featured as much, but there's some important stuff here. So the first time we see Riku in the game outside of memories and like, you know, opening sequences and all that is in the Dark Margin area, the Realm of Darkness, with Mickey Mouse, his best bud. And
which I want to add, like, I never really was like, oh yeah, they're good friends or whatever. Just even having played all of it and watched all of it like a million times, I just felt like that was like forced. But after doing this dive out, like, it's kind of valid to me now.
You think they're pretty good friends?
Yeah, it's actually kind of valid. Because, like, before, like, KH2 ending with the Riku thumbs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't buy it. But now, I buy it.
Yeah, I you know, I never felt the way you did where I'm like, oh, it's not.
It just kind of
earned.
seemed like,
like
because Sora is cool with Donald and Goofy, Mickey has to be cool with Riku. That's how I felt previous, but it's a bit better in my eyes now.
Yeah, Rechain does a lot of the heavy lifting with that, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're at the Dark Margin, okay? And they're searching for Miss Aqua, who has been lost there for a decade. Nice job, Mickey.
Millennia.
A long time. And Riku is kind of like, hey, it's so crazy that I'm here again. Like, that when I was here before, I was so scared. But now, like, you know, I've controlled my darkness, and
said I'm him.
I'm him, you know? And they talk a bit about how they're trying to find Aqua, and they can't find her, and they're at the beach. They get to the beach, the Dark Margin, and a bunch of shadows show up. Like, almost like a demon tower kind of deal. And Riku gets attacked by the demon tower at a certain point, and he is floating in like a darkness. And I don't know that I still understand exactly what's happening here, but it's like he hears like this echoey voice that says, "Didn't expect to see you again." And Riku's like, "What?" And the voice says, "Why did you even come here?" And then he goes, "Because someone needs my help." And the voice goes, "Do you want some help?" And he goes, "Who are you?" And the voice says, "Me, I'm ... And then next thing we know, Mickey's waking him up. And at this point, this is when Riku gets his infamous haircut and his Keyblade breaks.
Yeah, he gets a barbershot cut, you know, some GTA barber like 2-second cut.
And I'm not really sure why his hair gets cut. You know, there was some Sleeping Realm stuff that people were like, "Oh, that's because of the Sleeping Realm," blah 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 blah.
Right.
The Keyblade breaking is a plot contrivance, so they have to leave and come back later because they don't. You know, they can't. If Riku doesn't have a Keyblade, they can't save Aqua.
And they wanted to give him a new Keyblade, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
It's like they just wanted to update him. Come on, guys.
But it's a bit of a plot contrivance. So,
well, what's so weird is they do. Like, he definitely looks different from DDD with his like new model at the beginning of 3.
yeah,
Like, it's not just like 1-to-1.
right.
So they made that model, and then I was like, actually, my boys are gonna have shorter hair this game.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Anyway, we end up at Yen Sid's tower, where Sora, Donald, and Goofy are there, and Riku and Mickey show up, and they're talking about how Aqua is the key to finding all 3 of the lost masters. You know, Terra and Ventus, and basically, Riku and Mickey decide they're going to trace Aqua's steps at Yen Sid's behest. He says, "Hey, you should probably just like try to find the people Aqua connected with, so you can find her." And Mickey like literally sucks off Yen Sid here, and he's like, "That's a good plan, sir." Like he's like saluting him and shit. And it's like, Mickey, relax, dude. He's not actually your boss.
Teacher's pet.
Like, yeah, some real teacher's pet shit. But anyway, they get new outfits, and Riku gets his car keyblade. And that's basically that scene. The next time we see Riku and Mickey, they are in the Circle Plaza in Radiant Garden, where Aqua and Terranort fought, and Aqua fell to darkness, basically. And there's just... this is not, like, super important to, like, forwarding the story, but this is something Kingdom Hearts 3 does suffer from a little bit, where it's, hey, it's been about, you know, a long time since we've had a mainline game, and we need to explain to you what happened in BBS just in case you only played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And so they do a lot of exposition here of, this is what happened, this is how we lost Aqua, and oh, Master Xehanort was using Terra? Oh no, right? And so they just kind of, they kind of just do some exposition there, which isn't super important. It's like characters are finding out things that we've known for a long time.
I wonder, because like obviously 0.2 is supposed to be the intro for 3 originally,
right?
And then they turned it into its own thing and released it with the 2.8 collection, or 0.8, right? 2.8, 0. I can't think. Anyway, it was its own thing. I wonder if, like, in a world where they release that with KH3 at the beginning, like, how does that, like, how would that affect, like, people who had never played, like, the side games, right? Because it's like, it's a substantially long thing, and you have like a progression, you level up, you do all this stuff, like you basically play a whole different game. Like I don't know how they were thinking that was gonna be the intro previously.
I think it's definitely retooled. I don't think it would have been in the same form
as long
that, and I don't think it would have been in the same form that we saw it now. You know, I think they said, oh, this is getting bigger than we want it to be. Why don't we just release this as a thing, and then that will give us more time for 3, you know, that kind of deal. And honestly, I think it did help in the long run because, I mean, this is like, we're not talking about gameplay right now, but I do think people weren't super happy with 0.2 when it came out gameplay-wise, and I think they adjusted some things for 3 that...
Too floaty.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to say it, but...
Sorry.
So the next time we see Riku and Mickey, they call Sora on his gummy phone. And again, it's kind of just more exposition that's like kind of explaining to people. It's explaining to the characters, but it's explaining to the people at home that maybe weren't paying attention. But Riku explains to Sora what replicas are, because Sora wouldn't know because he doesn't remember any of his time in Castle Oblivion. But they're talking about replicas in the way that... so they would need one to bring Roxas back, because that's what Sora's interested in learning about. But Riku kind of, you know, and then Sora down Goofy, ha ha ha, they're like arguing, and Riku and Mickey have an exchange where they're like, those guys never change, huh? Well, that's what I like about them, kind of thing. So, and then, okay, we're skipping around a lot here in Kingdom Hearts 3 with Riku, but the next spot that we are at is in the castle of Radiant Garden with the boy Ienzo. And Riku and Mickey are trying to figure out Evan's research with replicas. And Ienzo regrets to inform them that he did not finish his research, but he's disappeared. And they're like, oh shit, what if the organization took him and to fill out their ranks? And then they go, we better go tell Yen Sid. So then the next time we see Riku and Mickey...
Damn, he's really fetch questing for like all of KH3 basically.
Dude, if this was a Final Fantasy game, this would be the main game.
Yeah, this if this was FF14.
This was FF15.
You just play as Riku.
If this is FF15. It would be
just fetch questing.
So anyway, we're back at Yen Sid's tower again. I wrote castle for some reason, but it's a tower. And Sora's there, Donald, Goofy, Riku, and Mickey, and they mention about at this point, I believe you've played Frozen, and Larxene has mentioned the new 7 hearts, and they've tracked down. Well, Goofy says they've tracked down Ventus because Vanitas said that he's inside Sora's heart, so they found that out, but
right.
That's not where Ventus' body is. So, and that Riku remarks that Aqua's the only one that knows where his body is hidden, so we have to find her first. And then Riku makes fun of Sora because Yen Sid kind of bodies him again and says, "You're not ready to face the realm of darkness." And Sora's like, "Oh, come on." He goes, "Well, he knows you too well, Sora. He knows how to fucking piss you off." What a fucking asshole.
Yeah, dude. What has Yen Sid even done, bruh?
So what's crazy
Nothing.
is we are so far into
At this
Kingdom
point.
Hearts 3 right now. This is insane.
Yeah.
Because we're now back at the Dark Margin, where Riku and Mickey are fighting the Demon Tower, which we now know is Aqua at this point. And Riku starts getting bodied in one cutscene, and then we come back later in a different cutscene after Sora beats Dark Riku in Big Hero 6, and the Control F I used on Riku on this script is making me skip through all of the Dark Riku. So just one moment, because I have to scroll down for this. Okay, so we're at the Demon Tower, and we're Dark Margin, and the Demon Tower becomes Aqua, and that's when we get the "Mickey, you're too late," and they're like, "What?
What? The biggest Kingdom Hearts bait of all time.
It really is." And then Aqua does the, "All that's left in my heart is misery and despair, and now you can share it." And Riku's like, "Hold up, I got my own darkness and misery and despair." And fucking the Riku replica kind of like comes out, and but then Riku just gets fucking bodied. Like it's not even like he just gets absolutely bodied by Anti-Aqua.
He kind of gets the Vegeta treatment
He
it's
does.
like,
Except if this was
sorry, Goku has to save the world, and Goku
right.
is Sora.
And so Sora shows up and saves him. Summons him in a similar way that you would summon a Dream Eater, but again, this is in the Sleeping Realm theory. So Sora bodies Aqua, and then they end up on Destiny Island, and everybody's got tears in their eyes, and Riku's the one who delivers the line. She goes, when did the Destiny Islands fall to darkness? And Riku shakes his head, and he goes, "You're in the realm of light." And everybody cries.
She's like, "Oh my god." that scene is so emotional.
It is, dude. Like, Goofy's fucking crying. Donald's
You feel
crying.
so happy for her. It's so good, dude.
She's crying. I'm crying. You're crying. We're all
Everyone's
crying.
crying. It just is raining everywhere.
I'm not crying. It's
Coincidentally.
just raining on my face. I was cutting onions. And then we cut to the scene. Next time we see Riku is the Yen Sid's tower and the "this is an awful lot to get memorized" scene.
The crew's all here,
Yeah,
dude.
the hey, again, just in case you did not play any of the other games, let me explain this shit to you. And
Yeah.
Axel is the person that's going to go, "Well, wait, he looks like Roxas, but he's Ventus, but oh man." And then Jiminy Cricket comes out and he goes, "Now who?" And I really like that part of the scene because fuck Jiminy Cricket. And then we have
he
the
goes,
next scene. We see
"Check
Riku.
your gummy phone."
Then Jiminy literally looks at the
just
camera
looks at
and
the
goes, "If
camera."
you're confused, you can get caught up on your gummy phone." It's like, holy shit. It's like it's a funny scene, but from like a storytelling standpoint, it's a fucking awful scene. It's so dog shit. Like
It
going
really is.
going through this
It should
exercise.
be like the coolest cutscene ever, dude. It should be the coolest cutscene. You have all the pro tags in one room, and they just let Axel cook for some reason, and then Jimmy, he might as well have broke the fourth wall. Like, If any of you players at home are confused,
Well, here's the thing.
like that's the cutscene with all the pro tags.
Here's the
bro?
thing. If it was Final Fantasy 16, they'd say, hit the middle button to learn more about this character. So, I mean, I don't know which one's better, I guess.
Active time, and you'd get spoiled by
Right.
it somehow.
You're right. And it'd be like, everybody's
Get
going to
spoiled by
die in 3
K3.
cutscenes. So then we get maybe the best Riku scene in the game, which I have titled Hot Riku on Riku Action at Destiny Island.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And Riku is sitting in a sexy-ass pose next to Riku replica in a sexy-ass pose.
It's kind of some like draw me like one of your French
It
girls
is,
type of vibe.
and they're just chatting it up, and they talk about basically how Riku replica was ready to give up, but then he realized he wanted to align with Riku, then just end up in darkness on his own. And he has one last thing he wants to see through. And then Kairi and Sora are like over on the raised part of the island, and they're like, what's Riku doing over there? And they're like, I don't know. And let him be to himself.
He's like by himself to them.
Yeah, because they can't see the replica, but he is just literally talking to the replica, and it's just so funny to me. Okay, let's see. The next scene, jump ahead quite a ways, is Riku's in the Keyblade graveyard with everybody. Donald does the Zeta flare, which, sorry guys, he's no longer the strongest mage in Final Fantasy. Do you see that?
Don't spoil it, dude.
Did you see that shit? Fucking Kotaku, dude. What a terrible website. Anyway,
Donald solos all other mages.
And also, Donald's not a mage in Final Fantasy. He's in Kingdom Hearts, you dolts. Jesus.
True.
They're not the same thing.
You dolt.
You dolt. you absolute. See, I want to say cretin, but we've turned cretin into a positive term.
Absolute buffoon.
Yeah. Absolute buffoon. Just dummy. Just a dummy. So we're in the Keyblade graveyard, and the Ultra Demon Tower just bodies everybody. Riku's kind of being the leader here. He says, "Pull it together, Sora. We haven't lost them. They still have their hearts, but we have to protect them." So Sora, Aqua, and Riku try to protect everybody, and it just doesn't go well. And Sora's just bawling his eyes out, and Sora's
just loses
Sora's
it.
He does the scream from the trailer, and then he goes, "We've lost. It's over." And Riku steps in front of him like the fucking Chad that he is, and he goes,
Yeah.
"Sora, you don't believe that. I know you don't." And then he just digs his fucking car keyblade into it as it travels towards him.
Yeah.
And
That shit is so hype.
it is so hype when he does it, but then everybody kind of dies. And then
Yeah.
Riku's unconscious for the next bit here. We see him in like Lich Olympus or whatever wherever we technically
His heart is
are.
there. Yeah.
But Riku does not remember any of it. The next time Riku speaks, according to the script, and I believe this is correct, is in the Keyblade graveyard again after being saved, and we kind of replay time.
Yeah.
Right after Sora destroys the demon tide with all the Key Kids keys, and Riku's like, "Sora, are you okay?" And Riku's kind of been pushed to the side of this story a little bit. He's not the main character, it's fine. But then we get the shit-eating grin of Dark Riku, who emerges with Zigbar. And Riku and Dark Riku have an exchange. Riku goes, "You!" And Mickey says, "The organization's been using hearts. One Xehanort got to in the past and had influence over, so that must be you from when Ansem had control of your heart." And Riku goes, "Yeah, how could I forget?" And Dark Riku laughs and he goes, "I'd say it was our finest hour." Which is just such a fucking, like...
Hell yeah.
It's the best acting David Gallagher does in this game, for sure. And...
Yeah, dude. Because they do this stupid shit where they're like, "Yo, let's have the bad boy voice actor be how we delivered the information to the
Yeah, he's
player."
Mr. Exposition.
I don't
in
know
this
why
game.
they do it. Yeah.
It's because his arc is over, quote unquote, but it's like, it's just... It's not David Gallagher's finest hour, let's say that. But Riku responds with, wrong, my hour of weakness. And he goes, you sure? How about we find out? A real test for the mark of mastery. And he turns into the fucking giant, like, Xehanort Heartless thing. And then...
Yeah, that thing's pretty crazy.
They get surrounded by it, and Mickey's about to use time magic, and Riku's like, wait, if you try to use time magic against these numbers, you won't have enough strength for the final battle. I don't know how he would know that, but Riku, why?
Also, Mickey not doing shit in the final battle anyway, Riku.
Right.
Let's be real.
Yeah, and so...
Just pop an elixir, bro.
Riku says that, but then, Yensid comes down for, like a fucking atom bomb from the heavens and just annihilates all the Heartless. Literally, King Sloppenheimer comes fucking... fine.
Kokenheimer. Because he is coked out of his mind.
Yensidheimer.
He's coked out of his mind.
Yensidheimer comes in, dude. He created the bomb,
Yep.
And
then he literally parts the sea.
Yeah, parts the Red Sea. So then we move forward, and now we get into the part of the game where we're doing the Keyblade, the final battle fights, right? And we have the tag team match of the Sench. We have Sora and Riku versus Dark Riku and Xigbar with Ansem. Ansem's the manager in this scenario.
Yeah.
And
he's at ringside.
Yeah, he's at ringside, and he kind of bails right away after Riku says to him, I will be your oblivion, which is like, yo, hey, whoa. But Riku tries to chase after Ansem, but then Dark Riku kind of does this Dragon Ball Z shit where he's like, where are you going? And then fucking kicks him in the face, like flies up next to him and kicks him downward. It's pretty fucking hype. But anyway, they beat, in the scenario, let's just say they beat Dark Riku. And Dark Riku's like, but why? You're not real. I'm the real one. And then we find out it's actually not past Riku. This is Riku replica from the past that they pulled. And the Riku replica inside Riku pops out and is like, I knew it. It's a replica, soon to be empty vessel. I've been waiting for a chance like this. And he tells him, hey, this vessel is basically for Namine. You're going to save her. And he's like, oh, okay. And so that's that scene. And then if you beat Xigbar, Riku's got a dope line here where Xigbar's like, the old coot promised to bequeath me his. Why else do you think I'd ever put up with all this nonsense? And Riku's like, it'd be wasted on you. But then Xigbar hits him with the as if. And it's like, oh, hell yeah, dude.
He's like, bro, I literally had the Keyblade first.
Right, he literally. And then Xigbar fake dies, which is pretty hype.
Yeah.
Riku says, I'm going after Ansem, and then Sora does, all his other fights. He beats up, all the other organization members that aren't nearly as cool as Xigbar or Dark Riku. Who is Dark Replica Riku, I guess. But I always forget that, twist.
Actually.
I always forget that twist they throw at us, And then the next time we see Riku is in the 2.5 men fight, as I so like to call it. And the young Xehanort's the half, obviously.
Yeah, let's be real.
And Riku finds out that Kairi's been taken by Xemnas. And they face off. And Riku says, if you do summon Kingdom Hearts, we will defeat you and we'll close it again. And Master Xehanort, who's up on the tower, is like, perhaps that is if you survive that long. And then Riku does, I think, David Gallagher's best line. And I only know it this well because it happens at the beginning of the fight and I've speedrun this game so much. But he goes, go back to the shadows, Ansem. Like that, right at the start of the fight. And I just think it's really good. We have the three different people and die, so to speak, the 3.5 men. And the only one that really Riku interacts with, he's there for all three of them, obviously, but he kind of gets sentimental for Ansem, as one should. And Riku just kind of goes, Ansem. And he goes, what a journey you and I have had.
It actually makes me sad.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it actually makes me sad.
And Riku goes, you know, it's strange. I think I'm gonna miss you. And then he gives him this little speech. Your strength is vaster than darkness. I knew I never stood a chance. Part of me wanted to defy my fate, but when the others betrayed us, I found I did not care. And then nothing else seemed to matter anymore. And so a lot of people took that as Ansem gave up, but which he kind of says he did, but not until everybody else betrayed him. So he's like, whatever, it's fine. So Riku doesn't really say anything to Xemnas or young Xehanort. But then when when Kairi gets fridged, Sora gets knocked back, and Riku and Mickey rush the little pillar that he's on, and the Keyblades kind of materialize in front of Master Xehanort to knock Riku down, and that's when Mickey does the Ultima, and then Master Xehanort the Stopsa, right? And they do that that whole deal. That's when all the Keyblade wielders kind of unite down there, and they decide, hey, we're gonna Sora, Donald, and Goofy are gonna go inside Xehanort, and we're gonna wait here. But in the Remind version, that happens, but then all the 13 vessels show up, and Riku and Squad have to fight them. There's not like I don't have the script in front of me for that, which is fine, but there's just a couple things that happen with Riku where he does the succession thing with Terra, which everybody gets like a big boner for.
Yep.
Which is cool, and he has
a couple moments.
He has a couple moments where he does some cool stuff. Really, Mickey kind of owns that section because we do the microwave hallway, but
slowly marches down the hallway. Also, for those who don't know, during that you can walk towards the camera and just have Mickey disappear.
Yeah, he's just gone. He's just gone. It's so funny.
He's just gone.
So then the next time we see Riku in a meaningful way is after Sora defeats Xehanort, Master Xehanort, and all the people follow. Riku says, Kingdom Hearts was closing on the other side, but we managed to follow our hearts to you. So they use the power of wanking to get to Sora, and everybody's there, and Xehanort gay dies, goes to heaven.
Yep.
And they get back to the Keyblade Graveyard, and Riku's like, we'll find Kairi, let's head back to Master Yen Sid, we can figure out there. And Sora's like, no, I'm not going back until I have Kairi. And Riku's like, Sora, you're a fucking idiot, what are you doing? Don't do this, you're gonna die out there. And he's like, no, Mickey, I'm gonna. And then Riku clenches his fist and goes to Mickey and puts his hand on his shoulder, and he goes, let him go, Mickey. His heart and his mind are made up. Now believe in him. How did that turn out for you, Riku? Let's talk about that for a minute. That didn't really work, did it? And then
he had to let his bro cook, bro.
Yeah, he let him cook,
just,
and then
who let him cook?
Who let him cook? It was Riku. And then during the ending, we get this very romanticized scene. If you ask me, I'm sorry to the people that hate the Kairi nominee ship. But there's all the
Kairi nominee.
I'm sorry, the Riku nomination. Hey, yo, easy. The Riku nomination.
Self-cessed or no? At this point, I feel like it isn't.
You think it? Well, it's not.
Is it self-cessed or not? If you shipped them.
Well, you're not shipping.
I think
it's not self-cessed for you. Self-cessed for them.
Right. No, but I still feel like at this point, like, she's her own person.
Hey, dude,
like, maybe
there's a TV show where Loki kissed Loki, okay? I think this is fine. Okay.
Yeah, Loki also, like, has sex with, like, a snake or something.
Wait, what? He does?
In his mythology, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about mythology. I'm talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Anyway, Riku holds out his hand to nominate, and there's fucking cherry blossom petals all over, and he's like, come with me. And she does. He runs along.
He's on some Giga Chad stuff, for sure.
He's racing Roxas and Terra on the beach at one point, Riku looks out to
Winning, by the way.
What?
Like, how would he lose? He's on his home. He's on his home
He
turf.
absolutely wins because Mickey's like, "Yo, you won" in this cutscene, and then he notices something out there, and we still don't really know. The idea is they're supposed to be looking at Sora and Kairi on the tree, but like, it's been noted multiple times that that's not the direction he's looking.
Yeah, they're like looking out at the ocean.
Right. But then that's when we cut to Sora and he like fucking vanishes.
Yeah. Like, it could just be, oh, they're looking at the sunset.
Right.
But it just seems too sus.
Agreed. Then we have the secret movie where Riku wakes up in a Shibuya that is definitely not The World Ends With You. And I'm not being sarcastic.
Guys.
I'm being honest. That is not The World Ends With You. Nomura himself has said. And he's on top of a building and he's, walking down the street. And his
fake
Shibuya...
Somnus is playing.
Yeah, Somnus is playing. From a decidedly... Oh, no, he's not on top of the building. Yozora is. I got him confused. He's just walking around the street. But his Shibuya is decidedly like a bluer color than the one Sora is in. His is more of an orange color.
His is redder.
Right.
Yeah, orangish, yeah.
Right. So that's pretty interesting to note. And then in Remind. Too many words for me today. In Remind, we get a scene where he talks to Terra and they have a good laugh as they go off into the realm of darkness. And then 1 year later, Kairi hasn't woken up yet, and they're trying to figure that out. And then they're trying to find Sora, and so Riku plays a video game to try and find Sora, but that doesn't work. And
Leon is swole.
And then we get to Melody of Memory.
Definitely on trend.
Where Kairi wakes up and Riku's there, and they have a conversation where he says he found out some info about Sora, and the fairy godmother fucking shows up out of nowhere, and she says they need 3 keys. First is Riku, then there's Kairi, and then with Riku's dreams and Kairi's memories, you two have already done your part, and the final thing is the nameless star. And they go to travel to meet the nameless star. She's the final key. And they talk to her, and she mentions a city called tall buildings called Quadratum, because that's what Riku saw in his dream. And she goes, that's got to be where he is. And then Riku says, Kairi, you're not ready to go with us because you're not strong enough. And she's like, you're right, Riku. Thank you for gaslighting me into the right decision. Little problematic from Riku, but Riku goes to Quadratum, and then...
God forbid Riku is taking care of Kairi. Like, he has the entire game.
Right.
Series.
Right.
I feel like it's in character, guys. Everyone else is fucking... let Kairi cook. Me? This is literally base Riku, bro.
I just think he could bring her with. I don't
Riku.
think it has to be like that. I think he could bring her with. But anyway,
I honestly also, it's like clearly like Kairi's gonna show up later, guys. Come on, it's just storytelling.
Riku hates women.
Everyone is like so mad about it. It's like, come on, bro. She's gonna show up later.
Riku hates women, dude. It's true.
She's just not gonna be in KH4. Shut the hell up, guys.
I can't believe Riku ruined the Kairi game. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that was definitely gonna happen.
Anyway, so that's where we're up to right now with Riku in Kingdom Hearts series. And so thank you guys for bearing with us as we got through that. I thought it was pretty interesting exercise. I don't know if we'll do it again.
It's definitely jumping to a conclusion, but I feel like it's an obvious conclusion to jump to, where it's like the ending where he's in the Shibuya and he's just kind of wandering around would be where I would assume he ends up at after taking the portal or whatever,
right.
You know? Unless something goes awry and he ends up in some random Disney World instead, you know?
Yeah, what are these giant two-legged robots? They look like chicken walkers. Who's this funny tall fish man who says Misa?
I think he's evil.
I think I should
You
kill
can
him
smell the darkness
instantly.
on Jar Jar.
Anyway, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we are going to do the question of the really long fortnight.
Well, also.
Oh wait, we're not
okay,
ready.
If we're gonna do this again with another character, who would you want us to do a deep dive on next if we do it?
That's a great question, Jason. You're right.
Let us know, either in the Discord or in the YouTube comments. Is there still Spotify comments? I feel like they like got rid of that.
So there's not Spotify comments, but there's like,
or it's like reviews.
No. There's not a review. We can ask a question on each
okay.
episode. Okay. And I haven't really used it a lot because the default question is, what did you think of this episode? Right?
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's answered that in a while. I did do a poll that 2 people voted in the last episode, where it said, who did Mike sound more like, Billy Butcher or Jace from the Ginyu Squad? And both people voted for Billy Butcher. So there you go.
That feels like a dub.
I kind of like Jace, though.
Jace is pretty cool.
Jace is pretty neat. He's probably my favorite Ginyu Squad member.
That's fair.
Anyway, we are now going to take a short break. When we come back, we will do the question of the fortnight, which was from Mark Zeke, and it's what's your favorite and least favorite Disney boss in every numbered KH title game and why? Bonus question from Jason, what KH content creator is a scroll? We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. Jason, it's time for the question of the week. Oh yeah. I didn't even let you answer when I said Jason. I just fucking went
dude.
for it.
I didn't get to do my obligatory. Huh?
Can you do a question of the fortnight stinger?
Question of the fortnight.
That's right, folks. We're default dancing. Anyway, this week's question of the fortnight / week is from Art Zeke.
Oh yeah.
What is your favorite and least favorite Disney boss in every number titled KH game and why? And then the bonus question from Jason: what KH content creator or creators is a scroll? One of these questions got answered a lot. The other one didn't. Can you guess which one is which?
I don't know.
First off, from Emmy Luna, said, favorite boss, Genie Jafar. Is it fun? Debatable. Are the mechanics good? Questionable. Is he sexy? Yes.
Genie Jafar.
Least favorite, also Genie Jafar. It pains me to attack him.
Okay. That's fair.
She's horny.
You saved your answer.
The joke is she's horny for Genie Jafar.
Yeah. No, you were getting banned before you said he was also the worst.
Which, I mean, have you seen Genie Jafar lately?
He's shredded.
Guy is
definitely not natural.
Natty. Exactly. No, that is...
He is not beating the unnatural allegations right now. He's not beating them.
I don't care how many wishes he has. He's not beating those allegations. He says, question of the fortnight. I'm not going to count secret bosses because I've never beaten them on my own, LOL. KH1, favorite boss is Dragon Maleficent. It's difficult, but with a good strategy, I use Tinkerbell. It's still fun. Least favorite is Chernobog. I haven't figured out a better strategy than hiding in a corner with Arrow while sending Donald and Goofy to fight. KH2.
It's hit and run tactics.
Yeah.
It's whack as hell.
But
KH1 gameplay.
But Chernobog's dope because it plays the fucking song.
It's alright. It's alright. I start losing my fucking mind though.
Yeah, dude.
Like it adds to my insanity.
No, that's part of why it's dope. Also,
no.
Also,
that's cool.
How big is that volcano to hold my man Schmeat down there?
Massive.
He's got massive Schmeat.
It's a super volcano. It would end all the worlds if it erupted.
He continues, KH2. Favorite is the one in Port Royal with the coins. It's so different, and it takes more than just button mashing, but it's not difficult.
God. I hate that one.
Least favorite is the stupid flying dragon thing that I can't heal when fighting. I think she means the Zenless
No, that
dragon.
one's based.
And then
That one's based.
KH3, my favorite enemy is the ships the Caribbean. I know they're not technically bosses, but you can't convince me the ship battling is the most. You can't convince me that the ship battling is the most fun portion of that game. Least favorite is the Baymax flying fight, cause lame. Agreed. with
Yeah,
that one.
that's fair with that one. Yeah, for sure.
Yawn Song says, it's been a long time since I played some of them, so I'll just say my favorite boss across the games is Tetsuya Nomura, and my least favorite is fan media literacy. Smilers. Fucking
Hell yeah.
killed him. Fucking killed him. No one's answered.
Hell yeah.
Weird that no one's answered the scroll question yet. Really weird.
Yeah, weird.
Maybe
I think everyone might be a
I
scroll.
was just gonna say everyone's a scroll.
We're in on it. It's just you and me.
Yeah, we're the only ones who aren't scrolls. Sean says, favorite in 1 is Chernabog, least favorite is Queen of Hearts. In 2, his favorite is the MCP because he makes the noise when you hit him. Least favorite is Beast. 358 over 2 days counts, but there are no Disney bosses, so it's a dog shit game, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. 3 doesn't have very many Disney bosses, maybe just Davy and Baymax.
Wait, 358.
So Davy
358.
is a favorite and Baymax is least favorite.
I mean, yeah, I guess it doesn't have like an actual like character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess in my head when I thought of like Disney bosses or whatever, I also just like I just assumed that was like Disney World boss that isn't like Zaldin. So I was also I was also including just like the random Heartless fights.
And then Sean's answers the bonus question. The scrolls are anyone who doesn't want Disney and KH or think it won't be in future games. You're not just wrong.
True.
You're stupid.
True. And you're not just wrong, you're stupid.
Well, he posted the clip of Sora
And
saying
you're
you're
ugly,
stupid.
just like your mom.
So he didn't do the Cat in the Hat one. He did the Sora one. But Chatzil says,
I'm cat champing.
my favorite is Pete from KH2, and my least favorite is the Rock Titan from KH1. Yeah, Rock Titan from KH1's terrible.
It's like inoffensive to me just because it's so brain dead.
Like it's the worst version of that
Like
boss.
you literally just jump.
and it's
Yeah.
it's not a boss that's good in any version. So
Yeah. It's kind of cool in KH3.
Chris McKay says, KH1, favorite Dark Side 1. Dark Side 1 is such a good introduction to combat in KH1, being a boss that you need to read to beat, but also allows you the ability to reflect its projectiles and attack its face for bonus damage. Least favorite, Dark Side 3. Dark Side 3 comes at a time where we've already become adept at combat. Its slow pacing and samey attacks really slows down the pace at the end of the game that was maintained by the final Ansem fights. Interesting. Also, Chris McKay.
I always kind of thought it was like a, you're just to show how much stronger you are now.
Yeah, that's true. It is really annoying that it's just
It
in
is
the middle,
whack
though.
that you have to redo
Yeah.
it if you die, though.
Chris
But
McKay
that's just kind of like a gameplay thing.
ignored the number titles part of this, so he just answered for every game. In Com, favorite, Final Marluxia phase. Com had a new type of gameplay, but didn't do much with it until the final phase. Its ability to blow your cards away, forcing you to spam through Doom, showed the creative capabilities of this game that just weren't executed on. Least favorite, Dark Side. Having the KH1 tutorial boss show up so late game was a bad idea. A relatively easy and boring boss battle for how likely OP you've gotten this far into the game. KH2, favorite, Twilight Thorn. Great introduction to the new reaction command system, nobody bosses, and the combat system in general. Least, Keeper of the Storm, or whatever the Mulan Dragon is, and Ground Shaker. Big bosses in KH2 suck. Twilight Thorn is the exception. 3858 over 2. Favorite, Shion. Inject Vector to the heavens into my veins now. Least, the fucker in Halloween Town. It's been so long since I played that I can't remember his name or anything about him, but you know the one.
I feel like I've repressed the memory. I can't think, but I'm not trying to delve any deeper because I don't want to relive the pain.
Right.
You know?
For sure. BBS, favorite, Monstro. Having Monstro as a boss was such a dumb idea. He's so huge and clunky, but something about the whole fight is charming. I don't know. This is a personal pick. Least favorite, Mysterious Figure. It's possible to design a hard boss who is fun, like Lingering
True.
Will. They took Lingering Will, got rid of the fun, and added more hard. True.
I'm not hard when I'm fighting Mysterious Figure. I'll tell you that.
I am, but that's just because the idea of frustration just turns me on. Coded.
It's a hate boner.
Coded. Favorite, Darkseid, Heartless Sora. I really enjoyed the callback / twist here. Again, might be more of a personal pick. Least favorite, Genie Jafar, you know why. DDD, favorite, Ventus Armor. Really helped get the hype up for KH3 and showing the connection between Ven and Sora. Good fight. Least, the nightmare thing Riku fights when Sora's asleep. That fight was dumb, and I remember having to grind for it. That's true. That fight sucks.
Yeah, I remember that too.
0.2, favorite, Mirror Aqua. You can really get creative in this fight if you know what you're doing. Has that fun yet difficult feel. Least, Darkseid. Purely just a nostalgia boss. Give Darkseid something new for God's sake. For Union Cross, Chi, whatever. Favorite, Ephraim and the girl boss lady. I forget her name. Good twist. Didn't know what was happening, but I was into it. Least favorite, Darkseid. Hey, look, I'm Darkseid Roar. Dark Road, take me home. Favorite, Fire Ice Wizards. A good callback that made sense. Not a fan of all the lore, so this Disney boss is my favorite. Least, those 3 characters that got no development. Oh, hey, we forgot what we were doing with these characters. Better kill them. And then finally, KH3. Favorite, Yozora. I'm a Sweet Life fan, and he's a fun boss. Really brought back the fun combat feeling I had from KH2. Not to be a KH2 supremacist.
No chance.
Least, Mother Gothel Tree thing. I feel like I can never get the timing right with her moves, and she has all the goddamn status moves that make you sneeze. 0 out of 10. And then they said, oh, number titled. Oops. Oh, Disney boss. I'll go back and edit in a minute. And they never did.
Bastard. Thank you for answering. Also, sadly, the best Darkseid fight is in Recoded. It's like the only good fight in the entire game.
That's the only good thing I've ever heard you say about Recoded.
It's the only good fight in the entire game. But sadly, I was so triggered by the rest of the game that I was just like, I just want to be done.
That's fair. Folsey says, favorite, KH1 Hook because it's so funny to face him. KH2, Genie Jafar, the best challenge to be in that game. KH3, I'll go with Mother Gothel because you can wreck the hell out of that boss. Least favorite, KH1,
No.
Ursula
You don't
probably.
just get to say that, dude. You're banned.
KH2, Shan Yu probably. KH3, Baymax. You're telling me you like Genie Jafar over Shan Yu? Nah,
KH2.
that's ridiculous. Folsey. Folsey.
Nah, bro. Folsey is a trolling on this one, bro.
When I see Folsey at Reconnect, I'm gonna punch him right in the stomach.
Just like Genie Jafar in that fight.
Just like Genie Jafar. He's gonna be like, what are you doing?
And then I'm gonna spin him around in circles, bro.
Whoa!
No shot. He said okay, we're talking about Kingdom Hearts fucking 2. And Genie Jafar on the fucking magic carpet is the best fucking Disney fight?
Yeah, I'm
on
bullying
you, Folsey.
when I see him. Absolutely bullying him. Wedgie.
Absolutely.
And the kind of wedgie where you get him up over someone's head.
Yeah, I'm gonna swirly him like when you swirl around Genie Jafar, dude.
I'm gonna fucking hit him in the face, but to the point where I do the max amount of combo at a time and do the most damage, and I'm gonna one cycle Folsey.
I'm gonna one cycle him. No DM skip.
I'm gonna DM skip and one cycle Folsey. I gotta make sure that my attack stat is high enough first. Anyway, Ardziki.
Decisive pumpkin.
Ardziki says, KH1 favorite is Chernobog, especially the first time fighting him was so unreal, and he felt almost like a final boss, although he's kind of a Ursula copy-paste. Least favorite is Lock, Shock, and Barrel. Fight doesn't really feel important. It was nice to beat up those kids still, though, because they earned it, Smilers. Worst is Genie Jafar, or should I say Iago fight. So Genie Jafar won. KH2 best was Hydra. It feels so nostalgic, and I have so many amazing memories getting on the Hydra's back.
Get on the Hydra's back.
Worst is Oogie Boogie. So weird, such a weird battle, and I always want it to end as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
And then KH3 best.
I'm a Oogie stan.
Yeah, I like Oogie, but that battle sucks.
It's awful.
KH3 best must be Davy Jones. The atmosphere was amazing, and it reminded me of KH1. Good old Disney boss battles. It might be the best Disney boss in the series. Wow. Worst is Dark Baymax.
It's up there.
Such a disappointment. It could have been cool if you flied by yourself and stopped on the roofs to fight in little sections, and Dark Baymax would have different movesets every section or something like that. This might be the worst in the series, even worse than Genie Jafar. And then the bonus answer, regular Pat. DP Grant says, favorite, Dragon Maleficent in KH1. Felt pretty epic as a kid. I love that her transformation stems from Riku stabbing her. A Freudian reading of Kingdom Hearts would be pretty fun to read. Rated higher than Hook for sexy points.
Apparently, they're scaly.
Least,
just like dragons.
Giant Ursula just sucks. It's not fun at all. KH2, favorite, Hydra. I think that the Olympus Coliseum has the best pacing of all the Disney World's first and second visits, and the Hydra itself is a great capper to the end of the first visit, as well as an awesome thematic choice for Herc's story in KH2. Least, Genie Jafar. I appreciate it functioning as practice for the nobody dragon
based.
thing, but it just sucks. KH3, favorite. Mommy Gothel's Heartless. It was the most enjoyable large monster boss fight to learn how to fight. Least, everything else. And then the bonus answer, the secret reports, they're a little too... And then no, just ... So there we go.
Secret reports.
Secret reports, you're a scroll. Vance AK says, KH1, fave Clayton. He's just a guy with a gun. He doesn't fear to use it to hunt gorillas, ducks, dogs, and teenagers. Least favorite, Rock
Also,
Titan.
the chameleon is scary, bro.
That's true. Least favorite, Rock Titan. It doesn't really do anything and you just want to smash it. KH2, favorite, Genie Jafar. I don't know why, but it is.
No way, bro. No way. Anyone saying Genie Jafar is the best in any game is a scroll.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
You're a
At
scroll.
least Vance understands that this is a bad opinion because they say, I don't know why. It just is.
Now, that's just to cover the fact that they're a scroll, bro. You're not tricking me, bro.
Oh, Jesus. Least favorite, Pete in Underworld. I hate his moves. How can a cat be so annoying? KH3. Fave, I would say Darkness. That came from Hans or something like that. Ice Wolf Heartless Skull. But I don't know if that really counts, so I'll say it anyway. Least favorite, Marshmallow.
That counts.
Nothing else to say. And then bonus, Jason might be question mark.
Hell no, dude.
Are you the scroll, dude?
Must be a different Jason who's trying to be me, you know?
So a scroll.
Yeah, just a scroll.
So there's a scroll.
But not me.
There's a scroll
I'm not
out
the
there
scroll.
of you.
Yeah, probably. We might see my reconnect. Maybe he like wears a hat, has a suit, you know?
Evil Jip,
We'll see.
also known as Alks, says, KH1 fave, honestly, Captain Hook is mad fun. You're not able to fly, and it's very funny seeing him get launched in the stratosphere for a while after doing one combo on him. Least fave, Genie Jafar can kiss my ass.
Based.
KH2 fave, Hydra, cause haha, funny line, guys, get on the Hydra's back, get on the Hydra's back. Did you know you guys had to get on the Hydra's back? I think I'm hallucinating. Wow, awesome. Anyways, it's a good fight. Least fave, the Grim Reaper boss in Port Royal sucks monkey fart.
Based right now.
Oh wait, I'm
dude.
sorry. Sucks monkey fuck, not fart. I just wanted it to be fart.
Yeah, it does. It does.
KH3
Both,
fave,
actually.
It's a tie between Grim Guardianness and Skull. I like them both a lot because they feel super intense and lend really well to KH3's aerial combat. Least fave, Dark Baymax. Compared to the other bosses in the KH series, it's not the worst. Compared to other KH3 bosses, it's pretty weak. Either Bio-Roxas or Water KH would be a scroll. One or the other, I don't know.
That makes a lot of sense. You're making a lot of sense right now. Evil Jip might be the best Jip.
Evil Jip might be the best Jip, and also because, like, if
S tier Jip.
they're not actually twins then, Bio and Water, just one's a scroll.
Right,
of the
right.
other.
Yeah, exactly. That makes so much sense.
Wildcat Diana says, KH1 best Maleficent, worst Jafar. KH2 best Barbossa, worst Ursula. KH3 best Mother Broccoli, worst Darth Baymax. And Gamer's Joint is the scroll. He doesn't have enough cereal consumption to be an actual human. True. Absolutely true. He doesn't have the cereal consumption.
The real Gamer's Joint would.
The real Gamer's Joint is the king of cereal consumption. The scroll version,
He'd be eating Reese's Puffs.
none. Bro, I had some fucking Golden Grams last night.
Yo.
Oh, dude, I fucking love Golden Grams.
Dude, did any of you guys ever, like, mix cereal?
Oh, don't even talk to me about it.
Dude, mixing cereal?
Don't even talk to me about it. I do it all the time. Don't even bring it up. Don't even bring up Lucky Charms and Fruity Pebbles. Don't do it.
Oh, my
Don't do it.
God.
Don't even say it, dude. Don't even.
Oh, my
My
God.
sources are telling me that is the best combination of cereal you could have.
My favorite is Reese's Puffs and honeycomb. That shit goes
little peanut butter chocolate honey action.
Yes, dude. It's so freaking good, dude.
That does sound pretty scrumptious.
It's delectable.
Ooh, delectable. Oh, I'm turning into a goblin about this. I told you not to talk to me about the cereal shit.
I'm sorry.
Too much cereal consumption. Egg says, KH1, hype, Oogie, cringe, the cheetah. He's a jaguar, jackass. KH2.
He's a sabor. My bad.
God, imagine being from Canada and not knowing what a jaguar is. KH2, hype, none, cringe, all of them. Okay, that's based. KH3, hype, marshmallow, cringe, Dark Baymax. As for the scroll issue, I think the answer is clear. And Egg posted the DVD cover of the movie It's Pat. So, regular Pat.
Yep.
Yeah. Stinky Jip, also known as SB Cat, says, KH1, Oogie Boogie, easy favorite. As far as least favorite, Stealth Sneak. Always fucks me up at the start of a new playthrough. Absolute stonewall for me to get through.
Really annoying on level 1 for sure.
Yeah, it is. It's tough. Especially when Clayton's all like, PogChamp!
And he shoots
And
you.
he shoots you. PogChamp!
With a literal gun.
Just fucking shoots you. KH2, drawing a blank, so we're going to say Pete. I like how you go through each different area of Timeless River, plus it's my favorite world in KH2. Least favorite is Grim Reaper.
I was about to change.
Kind of the same situation as Stealth Sneak, except not early game, just gives me the hardest time for some reason. KH3, gonna go with Skull. Jumps out at me for a fun fight with a fun area to fight in. Carissa made fun of me for dying a lot during it, so I have that nice memory too. Least favorite is Dark Baymax, just not really super fun to do, doesn't get me excited or anything. Carissa made fun of me for dying in it a lot.
It's a Dark Baymax?
I added that part to make SB look bad.
He's trash! He died at Dark Baymax! Just press circle, bro.
Yeah, come on, guy. What are you doing over there? No, not enough cereal consumption for SB Cat. And he added,
Stinky Jib.
I'm grateful KH generally has pretty good boss design across the board. What great games we get to play. True. Kerosene says, favorite Disney boss is going to have to be Cerberus for me, Mike and Jason. Oh, he's just like saying Mike. He's like, hey, Mike and Jason, I got to tell you, it's Cerberus.
Oh, I thought they were trying to say that we're scrolls.
Or that we're Cerberus. No, because he goes on. Reminds me of grade 7. I would go to a friend's house to play KH. He was the one to introduce me to No Mirror's bullshit. No lie, his dad owned the video rental store in town. Most hated, I don't know why we would think you're lying. Most hated, I guess, would be Clayton from Tarzan, because my 12-year-old me couldn't understand the invisible iguana on my first playthrough. Also, Clayton tries to low-key kill Harambe. True, actually.
Wait. That's not very PogChamp, dude.
PogChamp! Gorillas! He's dragging
Clayton
that boy across the cage.
He was trying to kill the kid, low-key.
Clayton would probably try to kill the kid, too. I just used one bullet, killed them both. I curved the bullet.
I mean, realistically, that's what would happen.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
If he's using his shotgun, this just goes everywhere.
I tried not to hit the child, but the shrapnel lodged into his heart.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The Mob 13 says, KH1 Fave definitely Maleficent in her dragon form. It can be a hard fight, but I always love the feeling of finally beating her. Least Fave, probably Genie Jafar. It's just so boring. KH2 Fave, I guess Barbossa just for the fun light gimmick. Least Fave, Pete in the Underworld. And KH3, Fave, Mother Gothel. I really like her boss room and how the fight uses the tower. Least Fave, I don't know if this counts, but the UFO thing in Toy Box, I just really didn't enjoy fighting it. Say it louder for the people in the back. The UFO sucks dog shit.
Not King of Toys.
No,
the one
not
that's just
King of
running
Toys,
around.
The fucking little bitch.
Yeah, that's facts.
Oh,
That's straight
terrible.
up facts. I'm gonna say I really like Cerberus in KH1. It's very nostalgic. I remember like struggling on it a lot as a kid, but being like absolutely hitting like the goofy victory royale dance in the Coliseum when I beat him IRL. That shit was lit. Least favorite in KH1. I mean, I guess Jafar. Like the KH1 bosses, like I'm like, they're actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're not
for
bad.
the Disney worlds.
They're not bad.
Worst KH2 boss, just by far Genie Jafar. Like it's not even close. And then the best in KH2. Dude, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, dude. I like Ground Shaker, dude. I think it's fucking cool. Like you go through this big area multiple times, and you're like, why the fuck is there just this big fucking area that's like, oh, just to show that it's a wasteland? Like, what the fuck is this? And then you go back the second time, and it's something you could completely miss too, by the way. Like, then you're just in this massive boss arena. You just feel really fast in like the lion form. Like I think of all the bosses where it's like either like, you know, you're swimming, you're flying, you're on a carpet or whatever. I think it's the best one. Like it doesn't feel as clunky. Like yeah, you don't have like your drive forms and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like the reaction commands for it are cool. The spectacle of it is cool. It doesn't feel like a super cheap boss or anything. I just think it's fucking cool. KH3 best fight. Skull. Like when you're doing the reaction command to like break the giant like world-ending spirit bomb or whatever that's coming down, that shit is like the coolest thing in any of the Disney fights, period. IMO. It's just the animation for it. It has no right to be as cool and as clean as it is, and it's just badass. Worst fight in KH3, it's just definitely Dark Baymax, dude. It's just the biggest piece of dog shit. Bar none. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not even close. It might straight up be the worst Disney fight, period.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'll say Dark Baymax for KH3 is the worst one. The best one is, I actually like the King of Toys, the big UFO man.
It's really cool. Like you like move all the buildings and stuff.
I like that fight, so I'll say that. I'll say in KH2, the worst one is definitely Genie Jafar, and the best one is, yeah, you know what? We'll say the Hydra. I like the Hydra a lot. And then in KH1,
that's fair.
The best Disney fight is Oogie Boogie, and the worst is Genie Jafar again, because that
Bone Soldiers.
Actually, just Jafar in general in KH1 is dog shit. His first form and the Genie form.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. One thing I want to say about Hook in KH1, I like that you can fly, but you don't have to. We need more fights like that, where it's like there is like a swimming thing or like a flying thing or whatever, but like you don't have to do it.
Yeah, that is pretty cool that they allow you to do it, but you don't have to. I agree. Anyway, Jason, you got any ideas for the question of the fortnight for next? All right, so we made a decision. Pokemon Trainer Jay has a suggestion. Choose 2 Disney characters to be companions for Kairi when she gets her own game. I mean, that's definitely happening. No existing Disney companions, Mickey, Donald, Goofy are allowed. Explain your choices. So that's going to be the question of the fortnight for next, for episode number 48, which is coming up. So I hope you guys will please answer that. Jason, anything else you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
I mean, while we were saying like who we were picking, I feel like Pokemon Trainer Jay has like the most picked suggestions.
You think
like
so?
I wonder, somebody go back through.
Yeah, someone. We
who,
need someone.
Who has the most?
We need someone to be a statistician for the podcast. It's an unpaid job.
Who has the most amount?
Who has the most?
Like who else do you think would be like up there? I don't know.
I think some of the old timers, like a Wildcat Diana, maybe would be up there. Maybe a Jip 214.
Stereotypical Jip specifically.
Yeah, stereotypical Jip. Not Dapper Jip. He's too based. He's too based. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this week's episode of the Ansem Report podcast. We will be back in 2 weeks for episode number 48. And then episode 49 is technically episode 200. So I hope you guys will please look forward to that. And also buy your tickets for Reconnect. Do it. Come hang out with us.
We want to see you there.
We want to see you there. We want you to come hang out with us. All right? Anyway.
There's a lot of cool stuff. Go on KHGuides.com now.
Go on KHGuides.com. Thank you for listening and watching. Jason, hit him with it.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Thank you.
Now fuck off.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was episode number 40-something. 47 of the Ansem Report podcast of Season 2. Thank you for listening and watching. I'd like to take this moment to shout out all our patrons over at patreon.com who are literally just giving us money for support at this point because we have not been able to do anything remotely like content on Patreon. But if everything goes according to plan, very soon we will have things. And I'll keep saying that until they show up. So
definitely.
Thank you guys. Last time we did it as British. Do you have a suggestion for an accent for us to do this time, Jay?
Like we can do any accents for that long, bro.
Okay. Why don't you do Zigbar, and I'll do Uzemnis.
All right, dude.
All right.
Famous for nothing.
Billy the Kid Lawrence.
These take so long. They're gonna take so long.
Corinne Verg.
Dr. Lambic.
DP Grant.
SpikeGhetti.
Iron Aggro.
It's your boy, Woody.
Stop, dude. You're making me laugh.
I just thinking of Zemnis talking to Woody. like Toy Story.
Woody.
Mr. Trumpeter 7-Eleven.
Swarls Barkley.
Zach P.
Elbow Juice. My voice is going.
And a love.
Jip 214.
Frank Verg.
Fabio the Iguana.
Vetus.
What's up, Carl?
Lands of Masters.
Regular Pat YT.
Carson, change your fucking name. I know you don't listen to the pod. I'm just saying.
Matt with 3 T's.
Afro Roxas.
Shane.
Travis Sound Jr.
Phil Games.
Librarian Gamer.
Dick Butt 23.
Lost Constance.
Thank you to all of our patrons at patreon.com/Super Spikegetti Bros. Now it is time for you to be leaving